And we're live here from Eastern South Dakota. Early morning here. It's 8 a.m. from Eastern South Dakota. We got a big time shelf cloud right here. This is an elevated storm that's packing a punch. This storm is warned for 70-mile-an-hour winds. Those are observed winds. 70-mile-an-hour observed winds and ping-pong ball-sized hail. And I'm going to be honest here, I don't know how long we're going to run this stream here. I don't know how long we're going to run the stream, but we will stream this line here for just a minute. It actually looks a lot cooler to the south now than it does to the north. And to be honest, the line, I don't know how long this line is even going to look cool. It's really only looked cool for like the past 15 minutes. So I just decided, hey, why not? I'm already out here, I might as well go live. But the line's already to be honest with you guys, it's I've been looking at this thing for 5 minutes and it's already looked a lot less cool than it did 5 minutes ago. So of course, that's usually how it goes. Something's really cool and then you go live and it's just like, wait, why is this storm weakening now? But I gotta get a little bit out ahead of it again. The problem is this thing is probably moving 50 miles an hour, and so it's moving quick. But welcome in everybody. You can see our storm. We're near we're near Fulton, South Dakota, just to the southwest of Aberdeen as well. You see the radar there. There we are right there. There's Aberdeen up there. We're near Fulton, and then Watertown's somewhere over to the east there. Let me just get back out ahead of this line. This line is going to look a lot cooler. This line is going to look a lot cooler if we stay out ahead of it than if we get kind of under it, because the problem is these storms are kind of partially elevated, or actually not partially elevated, they are fully elevated. So give me 5 minutes here to just get out ahead of this thing, and then we're gonna sit there and watch it. But it's moving quick, so this storm is moving fast. The storm is moving quick. Hopefully my service stays all right. What's up? PDS Shelf, heck yeah. You're in Aberdeen and you're worried, hey, you're just going to get some rain. If you're in Aberdeen, you're just going to get some rain, some lightning, some hail, some wind. It's nothing too concerning. All right, yeah, this shelf cloud is looking pretty cool. Hold on, guys. Let me get back out ahead of it just by another couple of miles. Just give me 2 minutes here. So hail. Eventually, how about this? We'll go intercept the hail at some point. But I'm just driving east here, kind of south of Aberdeen, and up here I'm gonna pull off, and we're gonna be able to get a view of this storm again once I pull off. So just give me another mile here to get out ahead of this thing. This area of South Dakota, for the most part, is really flat. And we're going to have good views of this thing. So I don't know how long this storm is going to look cool. Like I said, this was kind of random to go live. I slept in my car last night, kind of in the middle between all the targets today, and I really have no idea which one I wanted to even go for. But then I just saw this squall line, and I was like, hey, this elevated storm. Sometimes those elevated storms early in the morning can look really, really cool. That's usually a pretty common thing that will happen with some of these storms. Is early on in the morning, these storms look really cool, and they're not tornado-producing storms, but they are cool looking. So there's your shelf cloud right there. So I think this is kind of cool. It's nothing crazy, but it's a nice storm here. See, pan it all the way over, it goes all the way. There we go. Look at that. It goes all the way down this way. And then you can follow it all the way around. There's the edge. That's probably the coolest looking part of this cloud. Look at that thing. Like it looks so interesting right here. But there's your shelf. Maybe we can get out and take a selfie. I don't know. But you can see those blue colors. You know, I don't even think the camera picks it up as good as, you know, what I can see with my own eyes, but I wonder if I change the, I wonder if I up the exposure or put it down if it looks cooler. Either way. I don't know why my car's beeping at me. There's nothing behind me, but there's your shelf cloud right there. Look at that sucker. Elevated, early morning elevated shelf cloud. So usually those early morning elevated storms, while they don't produce any tornadoes, they produce wind and hail. They always look cool. So, but you can see how fast this shelf cloud is gaining on us here. I mean, this is gaining on us pretty quick here. I mean, we've been sitting here for what, 5 minutes, and look at, it's already probably moved another 3 or 4 miles, but it's moving pretty quick. And you can see, I'll show you guys something on the radar. Look at this. See this little line? Your big storm is right here by Falkerton. Falkton. You can see this line. There's a line out ahead of it that you could track, and that's your outflow. So we're gonna get hit by the outflow if we sit here any longer. But like, look, you can see this outflow line. Look at that, right through. See that outflow line out ahead of it? That outflow line is what's making the structure. So as long as we have that outflow out ahead of this thing, I actually think we're gonna have pretty solid structure on it. But see, it's already gaining on. Look, it's already gaining on me. I mean, we sat there for you know, five minutes, and look at how fast it gained on me. But see, there it is right there. Probably really loud up on us. I mean, just out of nowhere, within a couple minutes, it was already right there. So this thing is moving fast, and that's pretty typical with these elevated storms. And oh no, we lost service. Not a good sign. Not a good sign. Not a good sign. The radar this morning is really messy, guys. I'm gonna have to play cat and mouse with this thing. I'm the mouse, and this storm is the cat. I'm gonna have to stay out ahead of it, because it's not gonna look cool unless I stay way out ahead of the storm. And the thing is, I have to kind of go and then stop. But hold on, I can pan the phone out the window here while I drive. These roads are pretty straighter than an arrow, so that when you have straight roads like this, then I can kind of take the phone and kind of pan it out the window. But can't do that back down in the Ozarks, or else you're gonna crash. But out here in South Dakota, it's much easier to chase. So we're just to the south of Aberdeen. I don't know, we're probably 100 miles or something west of Watertown, maybe a little further. I have no idea how many miles. Usually I do like to chase tornadic storms, but I am a storm chaser, so that means all storms elevated certainly shock me. But let me just get a couple more miles down the road. total dead zone, man. Total dead zone. Total dead zone of service. Here we go. We have some, maybe. We're trying to get some service back. Surprised it's this bad for this long. Oh wait, do we actually have some connection now? There we go. There's our storm down there. There's a part of it. Oh, we didn't get the dirt off. We just made the windshield worse when we did that. There's our storm. Sorry about the view. Hold on. I'm gonna take a picture of this sucker. Pretty cool. Whole drive I've had service, and then it's just cutting. Well, hopefully it's kind of back. I'm not really sure if I have service or not, chat, but no, it is a little frustrating. Inconsistent here in and out of the stream. It's a little frustrating. We had a nice storm going. I don't know if we're on or off or what's going on here, but yeah, I do have that windshield crack somewhere on there. That kind of could look like a hair. This road is very bumpy as well. It might be one of the rougher roads I've been on in a while. Here's our storm, guys. Here's what our storm looked like a few minutes ago. I took a picture of it. Oh, this road is terrible. That's what our storm looked like when I took a picture of it. So let me turn around now. I have service right here, so let me turn around and we can look at it here. Let me pull off. Let's see. Good. Like, the goodness gracious though, these roads and just like they're just like so bumpy. But hey, welcome to the plains, am I right? So let me swerve around here. Yeah, our storm. So now that I actually have service, our storm looks a little bit less impressive. I mean, we still have a nice squall line. It looks okay, but it's a little bit less impressive than it was, say, a few minutes ago. But I mean, I'll show you guys. Here's what we had. Here's what we had about 10 minutes ago. Let me show you guys what we had here. This storm was looking very nice. It was very blue, too. Look at that sucker. That'll probably be the thumbnail for the stream. I think that's a pretty good shot right there. But, I mean, you just had these dark turquoise blues here. And then just a cool looking storm that's definitely packing a punch. As well, just looking at the radar. But see, now the storm is kind of just, it's a little bit disorganized compared to what it was a few minutes ago. And now there's a massive extremely dangerous situation, severe warning to my south. See those big yellow lines? Look at that. So this radar's so this storm by Redfield, this is the one that we're on right here to our west. Right here. This storm right here near Fulton. This one to the south is warned for 80 mile an hour observed winds. So very interesting. 80 mile an hour observed winds, right? So that's starting to look a little bit cooler over here now, this line. But 80 mile an hour observed winds here. Not on this storm that we're looking at, but just on the storm to our south. So part of me kind of doubts if that is still the case, if you still have those 80 mile an hour observed winds on that thing. It's part of me kind of is like, okay, I don't know if that's the case or not, but so yeah, I don't know what to do today, man. I really don't, Chad. I just don't know what to do. When I woke up this morning, I was like, should I just go home? I was like, should I just go home? Tomorrow really doesn't seem like a chase day. The problem is with me trying to go home. It's like I feel like if I go home today, back down to Missouri, I feel like Friday will all of a sudden look good up here in the Dakotas. So I think I might stay up here for another day and just give Friday a chance and see what it looks like. And then if it looks bad whenever we get to Friday, then I can. But these storms are just a mess. So I'm wondering what I do here. I'm wondering how long I follow these storms before I need to get a plan B and shoot somewhere else. But like, there's just so many. I wonder if we get a big flash flooding risk here soon as well, on top of the risk for rain and hail and wind. I wonder if we get a flash flood risk. There is a tornado risk over in northern Wisconsin today. So there is a tornado risk more over in northern Wisconsin. So good luck chasing up there. It's not something that I would really try to go out of my way to do. I could get up there. It'd take me a while, and it just would be a mess chase-wise. So I don't know if I want to even attempt. I don't even know if I want to attempt. All right, this storm is gaining on me. Like I've told you guys, these storms are moving. They're moving quick here. I can see the line. Oh, the rain is right there. You can see the rain on the horizon. So we gotta get out of here before we get nailed. I want to be able to keep up with this guy here. But yeah, this road, I apologize, guys. The stream is going to be very bumpy. This road that I'm on is not a good road for driving smooth. So this is an extremely bumpy road. So just be warned here. It's just going to be a rough. It's going to be rough here on the. Oh no! What the heck just happened? There you go. It's going to be rough here on the stream. This is a very bumpy road here. I still think we have a good storm here to keep streaming, so I'm going to keep the stream rolling here. The weird thing is this storm that I'm on is moving due east, and the storms that got warned are moving due north. So, yeah, but this is a cool storm. This is a cool storm right here. Tornadoes or not, this is a cool storm. Oh, this guy's going. This guy's going like 20 under. That guy was. The speed limit here is 60. That guy's going 40. Oh my goodness. He's not in a hurry to escape the severe warning, huh? he's just chilling. He's probably like, if it catches me, it catches me. I'm not trying to get caught by it. Now I'd love to, because I want to see I want to kind of stay out ahead of it and see the structure of it. Now when I'm done chasing it, if it's still packing a punch, I'd love to just go intercept it head on and just see what it's got. The problem is, by the time it probably loses its good structure, it's probably going to lose a lot of its wind and hail. So that's always the problem with, doing that. But we're coming into a town. I mean, I think we'd have a little bit more service out here, but you just never know. You just don't know. Sometimes I have great service in the middle of nowhere, and sometimes I go into a town and it's like not even good. So it just depends. Look at that. See, you can see it right there. Now we're moving kind of southeast. Or sorry, the road that we're on is moving south. So there's your storm right there. It actually looks a little bit cooler to my north. So if I can, I might try to veer just a little bit north. But this road is going to take me south, and then I'm gonna have to make some decisions here because my roads might run out, and I'm not sure I want to chase this squall line on a dirt road at 8:30 in the morning with service issues already happening. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. But I need to get back. I need to really kind of get back out ahead of this thing. So hold on. Just bear with me, chat. Maybe we just go. Maybe I don't even know. I don't even know what to do here. Maybe we just go down to Redfield. And then get back out ahead of this thing. Maybe we just go down the Redfield and then get back out ahead of it. It's just tough because there's about 1 million storms developing right now and about 1 million outflow boundaries and all of that. All of that mess. So as far as storm evolution, I have no idea how these storms are going to evolve here. But you can definitely see how much structure this storm has lost in the last 20 minutes. I mean, it's lost a lot of its structure, and I think that's because a lot of the storms to the south are kind of interfering with this one, and I think it's losing some of its strength because it has too many storms interfering with it from the south, the east, the north, I mean every direction, even the west side of this thing. So it's lost some of its oomph here, but it's still going strong. You can see the corn. It is definitely corn season now here in the Midwest. I'm sure a lot of you guys on social media have probably heard people talking about corn sweat. This is a major we got major corn sweat this time of year, every single year. Every single year this happens. It's nothing crazy or new. But, you know, people will go and be like, they'll post something like, this is crazy, this is insane. I'm like, okay, we get corn sweat and 100-degree temperatures every single summer. It's like, okay, this is not anything out of the ordinary. I know you want clicks, but people will be like, oh, this storm is going to be like crazy, or this heat wave is going to be like no other. And I'm like, okay, all right. But we definitely are in full corn sweat mode here the next week, 2 weeks. Actually, all the way up through August, usually you get that corn sweat. And then that means you do get those severe storms, and you do get those big derechos and those big squall lines across the Midwest, like we could see today. I don't think we're going to see anything like a derecho today, but we could see a big squall line evolve across the Midwest. We already have one getting going here at 8, 9 in the morning. So, but I'm going to stop up here. And we're going to get another view of this storm. It actually doesn't look too bad right now. It's kind of got some cool elevated structure to it. So like I've said, this is an elevated storm. This is an elevated storm, which means that, I'm going to turn around right here, and we're going to face the camera over towards this thing. Elevated storm means that it's not rooted at the surface. So a storm that's rooted at the surface is going to be pulling in that warm surface-based inflow. A storm that's elevated is rooted above the surface and is going to be pulling in non-surface-based inflow here. And so this storm, you can see how low and grungy it is. This storm is rooted above the surface, so it's not pulling in those warm surface temperatures, because, well, it's 8:30 in the morning and there's a big cap, and we don't have those warm temperatures for this storm to suck in. But look at that end over there. You can see if I could get my phone tilted, you could see there is a little bit of like some inflow trying to come into this thing, but I mean, this isn't ingesting much in the way of surface-based inflow. You could see all my cracks up here I guess those cracks are now that's been 2 months now since those cracks have happened, and they've definitely expanded a little bit, but I don't think that I'm in dire need of getting the windshield replaced here. So I don't think we're in dire need of that. But eventually I'll have to get it replaced, but I'd love to break it in a storm and kind of break the rest of it, because then I feel like it's worth it, or a couple of different. I mean, because maybe I could get 2 or 3 big hailstorms in on this windshield. So, but when I do break my windshield, I want to break my windshield on a tornado. Like, I want to be seeing a tornado and then end up breaking the windshield. I don't want to do it on just some random storm. But I'll show you guys. Let me show you guys the radar here. So there's a lot of action here. So we're that blue dot right there. So by Redfield, see that blue dot? That's us. So this storm right here is the one that we're chasing. These storms right here are moving up from the south. Now I'm not sure. See these storms right here? I'm not sure how much structure these storms have on it. These storms right here have a nice squall line and they have some structure. The ones to the south, I'm not so sure about those ones, but I might just go intercept these storms. I might just go down towards Redfield and just go intercept all of these storms and just see what they got. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to let's go intercept these things head on. Let's go intercept these things head on here. Because I really don't have, I mean, as far as roads go, I don't really have many options here. So I kind of have to, this road is much better than the one we were just on a minute ago. Because eventually this line to the north is going to die because there's a bunch of convection to the north that's going to eventually kill this line. So we're just going to get this thing head on, and we might, who knows, maybe we'll get something crazy wind-wise, but I'm not sure. Like I said, there is still that warning for 80 mile an hour observed wind. But these storms that are happening right now, models did a bad job of portraying them. So these ones, I mean, some models kind of hinted at them, some models definitely had them, some models had nothing at all, and they did a bad job portraying them. But you can see the structure on this line is kind of starting to break down now, and it's looking a little bit worse. I mean, if you're here about 30 minutes ago on the stream, we had much better structure, but it's kind of going away just a little bit. So we're gonna head down to Redfield because that's where our road network is. We don't have a road network out of this little town right here. So wait, actually I might have had a road. Well, I might have not had a paved road out of that other little town, so probably smart to just go intercept the storm and see what it's got. But like I said, this is part 1 of the streams today. It might be the only stream today. Who knows? I might not even go live again. If there's good storms later today, I'll probably go live again, I'm sure. If there's not, then I won't. I mean, who really knows? Who really knows? Definitely not me, because if I didn't know, then I would tell you guys. But I just have no idea here what's going to happen. But these storms were packing some. These storms were packing some 80 mile an hour wind here. So I don't know if they're still packing 80 mile an hour winds, but at one point there was observed 80 mile an hour winds, and I guess that's enough to trigger the PDS severe warning, which is the severe thunderstorm warning that'll even beep on your phone. So you can see all the corn though. There's so much corn here in South Dakota, especially when you get east of the Missouri River. Especially when you get east of the Missouri River, you get a lot of these. You got a lot of these flatter terrain and a lot of crops that like to grow out here. So I always say that Eastern South Dakota, southwestern Minnesota, and northwestern Iowa are probably some of the best areas on the whole planet to storm chase. I mean, the terrain out here, and we're not even in the best terrain. I think if you go east of here, it gets better, but the terrain out here is just second to none. I mean, you have a little bit of terrain like that in some other areas, like Texas, like West Texas, and some parts of northern Illinois or central Illinois or areas like that, but the terrain out here is good. We're about to start getting some rain here. I don't know how heavy it's going to get, but it'll probably get somewhat heavy. Gonna head into Redfield, South Dakota here. Redfield, South Dakota. I feel like Redfield's got hit by a tornado before. Does anybody in the chat know? Has Redfield got hit by a tornado? I feel like I recognize that name. Oh, sorry I haven't been in chat, guys. I've been trying to drive here in this rain. But what's up, everybody? Morning, how's it going? Good morning to everybody. Good Wednesday morning. Happy Wednesday morning. It's hump day here. It's hump day, so right in the middle of the week. We're almost over the hump of the week here. So I wonder what's everybody up to today, guys? What are you guys up to? Slow drivers, yeah. But how's it going, everybody? Mary Ann's in here, Beth is in here, Cassandra, Zachary, Joe Bear, TJ, how's it going, guys? I'm in South Dakota. Like, I know everybody's going to be asking where I am because I don't have my good streaming set up. But I guess the title of the stream does say South Dakota, so. Mother Nature has not made up her mind. No, Mother Nature doesn't like to make up her mind very timely. Sometimes she makes up her mind at the last second, and then us storm chasers just don't even know what to do. The hard thing is, here's the hard thing with chasing this time of the year especially, is models just have no idea what the heck they're doing. I mean, like, that's just the honest truth. Models don't know what the heck they're doing. So you get very unpredictable storms and storm systems because, I mean, the models just simply don't really know what they're doing. The one model will show one thing, another model will show something completely different, and you just it's just hard to kind of read what models are doing usually. So but we're gonna be heading into, I think I'm going to head towards Watertown, South Dakota. I think if I can get to Watertown, South Dakota, that'll put me in a good middle ground to where, like, if I want to go east into Minnesota, I can go east into Minnesota. If I want to go south towards Sioux Falls or Brookings, I can do that. If I want to go home, I can do that. You know, it gives me a lot of options for what I want to do later today. Maybe I just chill in Watertown the rest of the day and But we're in Redfield, South Dakota. Like I said, I feel like I recognize the name Redfield. I feel like for how small of a town it is, I feel like I shouldn't know this small of a town in the middle of South Dakota. I feel like I should not know what it is. So I feel like this town has definitely had like some kind of tornado at some point, and that's how I know Redfield. But I'm not sure. There's a cool looking church right there. This is the first Casey's I think I've seen in a week. Oh, how I've missed you, Casey's. How I've missed you. I love me some Casey's breakfast pizza. I'm not super hungry right now, or sometimes what is going on with the construction right here? I'm so lost. Guess I can go. I think that I can go here. I'm a little bit lost. I guess I can't go. What am I supposed to do here? I'm so confused. I guess I go in this lane over here. I don't know what's going on. They didn't map this construction out very well. I guess I'm not supposed to be in that lane, but it was never blocked off for me, so I don't really know. It was never blocked off for me. Someone gave me a heads up though. That was a little bit of a confusing intersection there. But we're in Redfield, South Dakota right now. Just we're kind of getting into these storms now. So these storms have dramatically weakened in the past, I don't know, 30-40 minutes, but they're still severe, at least for the time being. I don't know how much longer they'll be severe. But like I said, I think I'm going to get over to Watertown and just weigh my options at that point and see what's going on. So then if I'm in Watertown, now I have a plethora of options. I can kind of go any which way I want. But I will say we do have another batch. We have another batch of severe storms to our south. So we're going to hit that other batch of severe storms here, guys, at some point. So that's what we're going to go for here. So we're going to kind of just head east on this highway towards Watertown. The connection's going to be probably a little bit spotty, but road closed in 5 miles here. So I don't know what my detour looks like, but road closed. I can use some kind of detour. We honestly might be able to get back out ahead of this line. So you can see the edge there. Like we're kind of in a whale's mouth right now. But you can see the edge of that storm right there. There's the edge. And you can see the clear air out ahead of it towards the horizon. And then we have this storm right here. So we're gonna probably be able to outrun this thing to the east. But I have about 3.5 more miles until I need to take. That detour is going to slow us down, actually. Now that I think about it, that detour will slow us down. The main tornado risk is over in Wisconsin and potentially even far eastern Minnesota, but we'll just have to see. It's just a wait and see here. But welcome in, everybody. Good morning. I got a car wash. Where'd everybody go? Someone give Mother Nature a Snickers, she's angry. I would agree with that. I think it's like those commercials, right? So I think Mother Nature, I think it just needs a Snickers, because you know, you're not you when you're hungry. You're not you when you're hungry. I'm a little bit hungry here, chat, but I do usually like to wait and eat until maybe lunchtime. I like to be fasted in the morning. I feel like my brain is just more functional when I'm fasted in the morning. I guess sometimes maybe you need a little bit of a boost though of energy, so you might need some food, but usually for me, if I fast overnight and into the morning in my brain, I just feel like it's a little bit sharper. So I ate yesterday around 2 or 3 p.m. I ate some Qdoba. So the Qdoba was definitely good for the body. Out of all the stuff that you can have on the road, I think Qdoba is definitely one of the more solid options, especially, you know, I don't like cheese and stuff, so I don't get any like queso. That stuff isn't great for you. I don't get any of that stuff. I just get steak, rice, beans. That's a pretty solid trio. Steak, rice, beans. You can't go wrong with that. You got to get the lettuce on there. You got to get peppers, onions, tomatoes. You got to get all the veggies on there. Jalapenos. And then you got to get some salsa. You got to get some salsa on there. Here's our storm right here. I'll show you guys. Look at that whale's mouth. We got a textbook whale's mouth, and you can see it's kind of like you have the backwards I cannot talk. You have the backwards C shape, and then behind that C shape, it kind of looks like you have a big mouth. It all opens up. So hold on, I gotta focus on. I got 100% focus here on this detour. No. Focus, there we go. Now my camera needs to focus as well. I gotta lock in, my camera needs to lock in as well. Wait, why is my detour wanting me to go this way? Well, I'm gonna take my maps tell me this is the way, so I'm gonna try this way. But I'm on a dirt road in the middle of nowhere, so if I lose service, then so be it. I probably will, but we got to take this detour here. We got to go north about 1.5 miles, and then so we're definitely going to get overrun by the storm. We're definitely getting caught up onto the storm, but now we're probably going to get a little bit overrun here. Hopefully we don't get too bad of rain here, but you can see the whale's mouth right in front of us. We're about to get swallowed by the whale here. My detour takes me back west into the belly of the beast here. Oh, there's a nice little lightning strike. Earlier this morning, when it was a little bit more, when it was like a little bit closer to dawn, and it was a little bit darker, there were some nice lightning strikes here. Is this a dirt road? It's like half dirt, half gravel here. This road is going to get pretty messy here in about 5 minutes. So the good thing is I'm not going to be on this road for too long. It's going to get pretty messy. Okay, here we got some gravel though on the road too as well. It's not all bad. now these roads are getting pretty slick here, and they're getting pretty messy. Wait, road closed. Wait. This road is closed too? You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me if this road is closed as well. Well, my Apple Maps is gonna. I hope my Apple Maps didn't lie to me here, because this road better not be closed. I guess this road at some point is closed, so I guess we'll figure it out. But it's great. I mean, usually they don't close these. They don't close these back dirt roads. Usually they only do the main ones when they're fixing stuff. It might be, I don't know where it's closed. My phone obviously knew the other road was closed, the one that we were trying to go on. This one, I don't know if it knew or not, but. We could have been lied to here by Apple Maps, I'm not sure. Dude, that line behind us still has us 80 mile an hour observed. 80 miles an hour observed. So. Maybe we should get back down towards Miller. Maybe we got to get back down towards Miller and hit those observed winds that are going crazy down there. I don't really know here. Well, we also have some crazy winds just to our east here that we're trying to get towards. I'd love to intercept them in a town and not in the middle of nowhere, but we might not have a choice. We might have to intercept this storm in the middle of nowhere. This guy, oh buddy, get your headlights on. I didn't see you until you came up around the corner. Get your headlights on there, buddy. Get those headlights on. There we go. I think he turned his headlights on after we gave him a couple of flashes. I flashed him and he turned on his headlights. I apologize, guys. This road is very bumpy. It's obviously a bumpy dirt road here. So there's a lot of traffic on this dirt road because the main one is closed. So this dirt road here has definitely been getting some use in the past I don't know how many days or weeks. Trying to outrun the storm, but we're not doing a very good job of it. Ooh, bumpy, bumpy, bumpy. That's mud over there on the side of the road. this road's going to be a little bit treacherous here in a minute, but it shouldn't be too bad. It's mostly gravel, not dirt, so it shouldn't be too bad. Alright, here I think we finally get to turn back onto the main highway here soon. I think in this town up here, we finally get to turn back onto the main road. It's getting foggy now in the inside of this little storm. So I can confirm this storm no longer has 70-mile-an-hour wind and it no longer has hail in it, so I can now confirm. I think they should go ahead and redo this road because this road is awful, man. They should probably redo this one too if they're gonna redo the. I bet this one might be on the list at some point, but hey, this one also needs redone here. Wait, this road is closed too. No shot. No shot. Hopefully we can get through. Oh, my forward road isn't closed. These ones right here are definitely. Those roads right there are in some rough shape. Yeah, I can see why they're not open to drive on. Coming up on a town of Franklin, I think, or what is this town called up here? Frankfort, not Kentucky, Frankfort, South Dakota, a little town of, it looks like a few hundred people probably. I think we'll be okay. I think we're not back on the main roads yet here, but I think we'll be okay. Wait, hold on. They just warned us for... Now they just PDS warned us. I might just stay around this. I might just go back to Redfield and intercept this other storm here. I might turn around and just go back to Redfield and intercept this other storm. Ha! I love how Redfield is only 11 miles away from me, but it takes me 23 minutes to get to Redfield. All right, guys, we're gonna go after the storm with observed 80-mile-an-hour wind. Okay, this storm has observed 80-mile-an-hour wind, and they just extended the warning for it. So, does this thing actually have 80-mile-an-hour wind? Well, we're gonna find out, but I'm not really sure. So we're gonna go back here. We're gonna be driving through the rain, but it should lighten up here a little bit. So that's good. What the heck? I couldn't even see for a second there. Alright, so we're going to go see if this storm actually has 80-mile-an-hour wind or even anything close to it. It may or may not. We shall see. But this is the tiny, tiny, tiny town of Frankfort, South Dakota. And so we're headed back to Redfield. And like I said, we're only 11 miles away, so I think usually if that main highway was open, it would only take us like 9 or 10 minutes to get to Redfield, but because of this road closure, it now is going to take us over 20. And we're going to be hydroplaning a little bit too here. But dude, I can see why these roads were closed. I mean, every single road within a 10-mile radius of this town needs totally redone. I mean, these roads are just terrible. I mean, they're awful. These roads are awful. They just totally need redone here. Even the gravel ones are like kind of half pavement, and I wonder if they just give up on those roads. Alright, I'm back. Here we go. We're back now. There we go. Thank goodness. Alright, now back onto the road of despair here. Okay. It says this road is closed. This road is definitely not closed, but going to be some extra traffic on this road because of everything being closed around here. Trying to get back to, if you're just tuning in with us, we're trying to get back to Redfield here. We're trying to get back to Redfield. Trying to get back to Redfield, South Dakota to intercept this line that's supposedly packing quite a punch here with 80 mile an hour wind. Now, is it actually, are the winds in that line actually 80 miles an hour? I don't know. We're going to go find out. There definitely was a reported wind gust of 80 miles an hour, but that doesn't mean that every part of the line has that kind of wind, but I'm at least hoping for some good wind, because usually when I try to chase wind, it never ends up being that good. So maybe this will change. Maybe this time it'll change and we'll get some good wind here, but I'm just not really sure. We also might get some flash flooding here in some of these areas as well, as these storms kind of all collide with each other. But today is going to be a very messy setup, so I don't really know if there's going to be a part 2 or not as far as the chase goes. I'm just not really sure about it. We're headed back to Redfield, back where we were about. So we took the 20+ minute detour just to head right back to Redfield. That's just sometimes this is how it goes. No matter what I do, if I have to go to Watertown later or I have to go to wherever later, Sioux Falls, I'm not taking the detour around. I'm not taking the detour around Frankfort. I think I'll just find another road to take. I'll just find another highway. I can definitely see some tornadoes happening today over in Wisconsin and Minnesota. I can see it happening today. There's a good shot of it. There's a good shot of a couple tornadoes, but they might be a little messier. They might be hard to chase. They might kind of be in the trees. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why I wouldn't want to try to chase that setup over there in Wisconsin and far eastern, northeastern Minnesota as well. But I guess if you guys have ever driven in the north woods up there of Minnesota, Wisconsin, even the UP of Michigan, I mean, you probably know what it's like. Probably know what it's like. The terrain is just not very chase friendly. That's for sure. But it looks like a good environment is starting to get into place here now into eastern Minnesota, and it will be capable of some tornadoes later this afternoon. But I don't see a super robust threat to where it's worth it going over there for me. It's a far drive. It's a farther drive than you'd think from. It's a long drive from East South Dakota to Wisconsin. It's longer than you'd think. You'd think it wouldn't be as long, but I guess Minnesota's a decent sized state, so Minnesota's so tall it takes forever to get through. I was also thinking about chasing out near Rapid City, or maybe up in northwestern South Dakota, like the Buffalo area. Or that's kind of the area that I've been in for the past 4 days before this, and 2 of those days ended up having good storms. The other 2 days I tried to get good storms for you guys, but I just couldn't find anything, so. Tried to find good storms the other day. I just couldn't find anything. So, we'll just have to see how all this convection develops. But today might not be a chase day other than this little adventure here. But I'm not going to be streaming too much longer, guys. I'm probably not going to be going too much longer here. I'll get to Redfield and we'll check out this. So we got a particularly dangerous situation, severe thunderstorm warning. So bumpy. These roads are bumpy, chat. All right, we're approaching this storm that's warned for 70-mile-an-hour wind and half-inch hail. Actually, it might not even be warned for hail at all. It might just be a no-hail type of storm. But we're within, you know, a few minutes of Redfield here, so we're within about eight minutes or so of getting into Redfield. So I also wonder if we could have a little bit of flash flooding here on these storms, especially just over to the east towards like places like Hitchcock and Garden City and Watertown. I wonder if Watertown, you're going to get some flooding out of this thing. You could very well. I think I can literally see the shelf cloud of the other storm. Yeah, I can literally see the shelf cloud of our other storm. Our storm that's warned for 70-mile-an-hour winds, I can literally see the shelf cloud right in front of me here. So we're coming up on it, guys. We actually might not make it to Redfield. Yeah, we'll make it to Redfield We'll make it to Redfield right as this storm is coming in. So here's where the road. This is where the road got cut off, I think. So up there, they're doing some construction. I wonder if they're having to redo a bridge, or if they're just redoing like the whole road, or I wonder what's the scale of the construction. But there's our storm. We get a PDS warning for 70-mile-an-hour wind. I don't know if that's a thing or not, but. Look at this shelf cloud here. Nice little shelf cloud on this storm. Headed into Redfield, South Dakota. We're only about 3 miles away from Redfield, so we're gonna hit this storm right as it's coming in. And so we're gonna find out here if these winds are actually what they're warned for. Okay, no longer a PDS warning. It's now just a normal severe thunderstorm warning, which is about what I would expect. It's not really much of a surprise. It's now just a normal severe warning here. So, but there's your shelf cloud for this storm right in front of us. When I get to this town, we'll intercept this shelf cloud, and then, guys, after that, we're gonna look at some models. We're gonna look at some models and decide what we want to do for today. How we want to go about chasing it. We'll look at some models and just kind of see. But this is a nice early morning shelf. Okay, this is a nice one. This looks pretty solid right here. Ooh, we got some good lighting there on the right side of the screen. get a full zoom here. That's the full zoom, so you can tell we're starting to get pretty close to it now. Coming into Redfield, South Dakota, and I never was able to confirm if Redfield had a tornado or not at one point, but I kind of feel like they are, because I kind of feel like they have in the past, because I do recognize that name there, Redfield. I recognize that name. So I feel like they've definitely had a tornado here in the past. What's up, everybody? How's it going? Back where we started. Heck yeah, guys, welcome in. Everybody, Beeble, how's it going? What's the temperature outside? I don't know, like, not very warm. It's only 60, my car says 67 here, so that's not very warm. But you can see, look, this shelf cloud, look, we've totally got engulfed now by this shelf cloud. So, like I said, guys, we're gonna go to Redfield right here. We're gonna intercept this storm. We're gonna see what kind of punch this thing is packing. We're gonna see what kind of punch this storm is packing. And then we're going to look at some models for the rest of the day. And then I think for at least part one of the chase today, I think we'll probably end it. But let's see what this storm has in store. And then, I mean, really earlier, about an hour and a half ago, we had such a cool storm at one point. Well, let's go intercept this in the Casey's parking lot here. Let's go intercept in the Casey's parking lot. I have my this storm has observed 70-mile-an-hour wind. I have my doubts. I don't know about that. I don't know, guys. I kind of have my suspicions about that observed 70-mile-an-hour wind, but it is getting pretty dark here. But I kind of doubt it. I kind of doubt it here, but we're at the Casey's now, so... The clouds right above me are moving pretty fast. So we'll see. We'll see what the actual winds in this thing are. My neck is really, guys, my neck is really hurting here. I'm not gonna lie. Look at how fast, you can see it on the stream. Look at how fast those clouds are moving. I slept in the car last night, and I think I slept wrong, because my neck is all messed up. I gotta go. When I go home, after all this chasing I've done this year, I probably should go to the chiropractor. It probably would be a smart choice. Man, half these people are just out here just walking around and stuff, and I'm like, do they even know that there's a severe storm coming in here? And if they were watching my channel, they'd know, but... So I think we're definitely going to have some kind of severe line of storms here that rolls through at some point. And they'll be the storms will definitely be the strongest up in Wisconsin, but they could pack a punch. Down south as well. But I'm wondering if the morning convection that was around is going to affect it. All right, here's our storm. We can see it coming in. Look at that line. There we are, Redfield. You can see that line coming in from this. But like, I don't even know what's going on here. Let me turn my brightness up. I don't even know what's going on. Like, look at all this. Like, what is happening here? You had these. So we originally were on this line near Fulton. We started chasing about over here. Originally on that line, and then this one kind of came through, and look at this line. This line really weakened. But then you had this stuff to the, look at this stuff to the south, just, and now you almost have an MCV. You have a little bit of a spin, a little bit of an MCV. So I wonder if actually you're going to get some flooding Maybe a little bit of flash flooding right in this section. But the thing is, these storms are moving pretty quick, so I don't know if you're going to get that flooding or not. And then in a minute, I'll show you guys some models and maybe what we're looking at for the rest of the day. But the thing is, I do want to go home. The problem is, it's like, okay, Friday could be a decent storm setup, and it's like, if I go home today, Wednesday, I'm obviously kind of not chasing Friday at that point because I wouldn't want to drive all the way back up. So I think it'd be smart to probably stick up here just for today, just to make sure, and then maybe tomorrow morning, if it doesn't look so hot, then maybe I can. Okay, so far we've had about 30 mile an hour wind gust, maybe, but the bulk of the storm is still not hit yet. So let's see what happens when the bulk of this storm kind of hits here. Why is there like rotation to my east now? What is happening? Look at those reds and greens to my east. Why is there rotate? I was just there. It could have been right over there right now where that rotation's happening. What is happening? What is going on? All right, so we'll see how gusty these ones are. They're getting pretty gusty there. You can see the trees for reference right there. I almost think our storm is definitely maybe weakened though, so we might have got to it at the wrong time. So far the wind ain't very strong here. This storm is gonna be very underwhelming, isn't it? I guess we'll find out in a couple seconds, but as of now, this storm is very underwhelming. It's not doing much. Guys, is our storm cooked? Dude, there's observed 70 mile an hour wind somewhere on this line, and I guess this is not it, but oh boy, not good. Well, the bulk of the line still has not hit us, so I'm gonna give it a couple more minutes for the bulk of the line to kind of hit us. This is a busy gas station. This must be the place. This must be the place to be when you're in town. Is this Casey's right here? This must be the spot, huh? Oh, come on, Storm. Dude, I was hyping this storm up, and it's not doing anything. I swear that always happens with these storms, man. But I will say, like I said, man, the bulk of the storm just has not hit yet, so we'll have to see. All right, what's up, everybody? How's it going, Claire? Barnsey, Sprinkles, what's up? Yeah, radar shows a big, strong storm, but this ain't much of a big, strong storm. I think you're right. You were in North Dakota. Nice. Nature doesn't want to play with me. Well, Nature was playing with us a little bit earlier. We had a nice... I'll show you guys what our storm looked like a little earlier. Look at this sucker. That was earlier on this thing. Look at that guy. That was closer to Falkton, I think. Look at that. Look at that storm. Look at that blue coloring with the bright green. I think those are kind of like soybeans or something, but whew. Guys, I'm afraid I have to say, we got duped. Look at this. The warning says 70-mile-an-hour wind observed, okay? We're in the middle of the storm, and we've got maybe 30-mile-an-hour wind. Max. Okay, so we got duped. So, how about this? We're going to look at some models here and see what today holds. So, the NAM model, they're all forming a big line in Minnesota at like 3-4 p.m. So here's the NAM model later on. So you can see south of Minneapolis. We're going actually right through Minneapolis down towards Mankato. And then eventually southeast of Sioux Falls as well. And then the northwestern Iowa. And then we'll look at the Triple R model. The Age Triple R, which is the king of all models. Although, I'll say, the HRRR model has kind of been a little bit iffy lately. It hasn't done such a great job. But this model kind of shows one bigger, stronger line in North Wisconsin there. There's that bigger, stronger line in North Wisconsin. So this would be Minneapolis right here. So that's to the east and to the northeast. And then you can see it you can zoom out here. There, it's kind of shows a couple of stronger storms in the northwestern Iowa, but these aren't very strong. So if this were to happen, we would think about going live again, but it wouldn't be a guarantee. We'd think about it, but it wouldn't be a guarantee. If the NAM solution happens, then we definitely want to be live because those storms would probably pack a pretty solid punch. So we'll look at a couple more models here. We'll look at the WRF. I call it the WRF. And then we'll look at the NSSL, the Nestle. I call it the Nestle. The WRF and the Nestle, I guess I just sound out the letters. They stand for something. I have no idea. But okay. So all these models. So here's the WRF. Or the Nestle, NSSL. The WRF NSSL. You can see strong line of storms there by Sioux Falls. Another strong line by Minneapolis, and you can play the loop. They develop, and then look, see they get strong for an hour or two, but look at how fast they fizzle out. Look how kind of fast they fizzle out there, and then they're kind of cooked. But even with that, we could have some nice storm structures in there. So I feel like it could be worth trying to chase because you could have some nice storm structures. I might go down to Sioux Falls kind of just in case, just to make sure. So the other Hold on, let me look at the other. There's two Wharf. There's a Wharf ARW and the Wharf NSSL. Let me look at the ARW and see what it's showing today. It's kind of showing that same thing. It's showing the main strong line near Minneapolis and east in the Wisconsin. And then it's showing a secondary line. Look at that secondary line again. Northwest Iowa, Mankato, southern Minnesota, coming into Blair and Omaha, Nebraska eventually later today. And then you also are going to have some strong storms coming out of Wyoming into South Dakota as well. So that's kind of that's kind of what we're looking at today. So you're going to have a strong line of kind of embedded spin-ups east of Minneapolis into northern Wisconsin. Those could produce some tornadoes, but mostly a wind threat. But I could see a couple of spin-up tornadoes. It's just not worth driving all the way over there to chase that kind of thing. And then you could have that line later on into the Corn Belt, southwestern Minnesota, eastern South Dakota, into northern Nebraska, and northwestern northern Iowa as well. We do have a severe thunderstorm watch out where we are right now. They did issue a severe thunderstorm watch. But you can see today, here's the tornado risk. There's the tornado risk. So you can see that 5% there from Minneapolis east through the north woods of Wisconsin, and then the 2% extends all the way back to Sioux Falls. And this goes all the way into the UP of Michigan even. And then you have a slight risk for wind. You have a slight risk for wind. This is all a slight risk for wind right here. And then you have another slight risk for hail back by Devil's Tower and the Black Hills and Rapid City. So that's kind of what we're looking at today. But this chase now is about done, guys. So it was a fun little chase for a couple of hours. But this is now done here. So I'm going to go ahead and get my laptop all opened up here, and we're going to go ahead and end this thing in the next few minutes. I'll answer any questions or anything. Let's see what the chat's up to right now. Let's see what the chat is up to right now here. So, yeah, this is just part one, guys. Sioux Falls is really nice. Sioux Falls is so pretty. Well, I don't know about that. I like Sioux Falls, and I've been through Sioux Falls quite a few times, but I don't know. Sioux Falls is just flat farmland, which I think that the plains are beautiful. I like the flat farmland and the rolling hills, and I think that is gorgeous. So I think that area is very nice, especially for storm chasing too. But I wouldn't say, I don't know. Is there like I know there's a river that obviously goes by. Is that that would be the Missouri that goes close? Yeah. Wait, or at least I don't know if the Missouri goes through Sioux Falls. I have no idea, but at least what is the word I'm looking for? A fork. Is that a fork of the river? At least one of the forks of the Missouri River goes through Sioux Falls. I don't know if the Missouri directly goes through or not, but it's in that area. And then I know there's a bunch of forks off of the Missouri that, well, I can't get my hotspot to connect to my laptop. Let me try this again. Maybe I can connect to the Casey's public. Yeah, I have to connect to the Casey's public internet here. Where to next? I don't know, guys. If I went to Minneapolis today, I wouldn't be surprised. If I went over to Sioux Falls, I wouldn't be surprised. If I went to like Mankato area, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, so I don't really know what's next. Dude, let me connect to some Wi-Fi here so I can end this stream. I don't know what is going on. My hotspot. Let's see if I can get my hotspot to work, okay, so I can so I can get this thing wrapped up here. I might just have to. I'm surprised that Casey's has public Wi-Fi. I could just hop on that one. Casey's also has private too as well. There it is. There's my hotspot. There we go. Okay, chat. I might go get some breakfast pizza in here. Whenever I start the next stream, whether that's today or in a week or tomorrow, or I don't know. Well, tomorrow is probably not going to be one, but today or Friday or Saturday or next week, whenever the next stream is, I'll let you guys know how that breakfast pizza was. But I'm going to assume that there's a good chance that we go live again later this afternoon. So it's not something that I don't think you guys should count on it 100%, but there is a solid chance that I go live later this afternoon for part 2. And like we just broke down the radar and everything, so you guys saw all of that. And I appreciate everybody for tuning in here. We actually had a decent stream. We were able to get up close to 200 viewers and almost 225 likes. So I really appreciate that, guys. So on that note, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. And unfortunately, hold on one more time. I'll show you guys the storms that we got. Unfortunately, the 70, 80 mile an hour wind never verified. That was definitely a false alarm. But I would say that this kind of storm structure, that's pretty darn cool. So I'll take this storm as a pretty cool storm. So I think we'll take this kind of storm structure anytime, any day. I like to see cool looking storms, so that's all good with me. But on that note, I'm going to get out of here, chat, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Have a good hump day. I will be back soon.